Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat Martial Arts and Fitness. This is Mat Chat. So today, what I wanted to talk about is not punching so hard. I see this a lot when people first step on the mat. Everybody wants to punch a hole in the heavy bags. And I get it. Your first time punching, your first time, I guess, letting some of that aggression out, and the temptation can be really, really high to let the bags have it. But it's more important to get the technique down. It's more important to learn how to allow the technique to generate the force as opposed to your arm muscles. A lot of people make huge mistakes all in the name of generating force, and those mistakes have to be unlearned. The biggest mistake that a lot of people make when they're first stepping on the mat is telegraphing. Naturally, having somewhat of an understanding of physics, we know that distance times speed equals force. So what a lot of people try to do when they are first learning how to throw punches is they create more distance between them and the target with the hopes of generating force. And that does work, but unfortunately, it telegraphs. It lets your opponent know what you're about to do. If every time you punch, you do like this, the person that punched straight ahead, they're gonna beat you to the punch, which is why it's so important to slow down. Even when you get advanced, it's important to slow down. The only speed when it comes to throwing strikes is not super light speed. You have all levels of intensity that you have to learn. Every punch isn't going to be a knockout punch. Every punch isn't going to even hit the person. If you look at the statistics, professional striking, kickboxing, boxing, MMA, those guys aren't, if somebody's landing 40%, they're considered a sharpshooter. So most of the punches that you throw are not even going to hit the target. So you have to develop full control over the range of motion. And that empowers you to be able to stop the punch if somebody moves out the way. Increase the intensity if the opening is available. Decrease the intensity if the opening is no longer available. But all of those nuances are developed by throwing slow strikes, even kicks. If you can take a ballistic tool like a kick and slow that down, you'll probably increase the power of your kick by double. Just by slowing it down. When you slow it down, you are able to control the motion and the range of motion at every stage of its intensity. If you can't do it slow, then you can't do it fast. But if you can do it slow, you most definitely can do it fast, and you can do it faster than you would be able to if you didn't know how to do it slow. So throw those punches slowly. The slower, the better. And yes, I'm not joking. There is a time where you're going to have to slow your range of motion down to the slowest you can possibly get it. And that is beneficial training for you. See, the goal is not to be strong. The goal is to be smooth. The goal is to be able to flow from one thing into the other. If every punch you throw is a knockout punch, and most of your punches aren't hitting the target anyway, you're wasting energy, you're throwing yourself out of position. So slow down. Slow down. But anyway, hopefully that was beneficial. Like I said, every time new people step on the mat, they're ready to punch holes in the bags. And it's unnecessary. Just because you're doing it hard doesn't mean you're doing it right. You're just doing it right hard. But anyway, Coach Sully, Reps and Sweat Martial Arts and Fitness. This was Mat Chat.